Often when black history is discussed, its beginning is always rooted in slavery. However, when you really begin to study what is called the transatlantic slave trade, you begin to see the deliberate effort of past historians to make black African history in the Americas that of slavery and subordination. The truth, however, is that all Africans did not arrive in Britain, the United States, or the Caribbean as slaves. Africans have been traveling the earth since the beginning of humankind, and Africans were already in the Americas when Europeans arrived. So what is this slave narrative as the exclusive narrative to our African history in the Americas? I traveled to the United Kingdom to find out. So I'm here at the International Slavery Museum in Liverpool. Interesting place to be at. We were looking at other museums in Poland, in France, in Germany, but here we are in the UK checking out this Liverpool exhibition, and a very good one at that. Some of the things you normally don't get to hear about pertaining to slavery is right here. It actually is presented right here, one of which is some of the statements, like for instance this one right here. It says, "They will be remembered that we were sold, but not that we were strong. They will be remembered that we were bought, but not that we were brave." And this is, of course, said by this gentleman here, William Prescott, former slave, 1937. And check out the year, though, 1937. There are former slaves still running around. Now, the reason I bring this forward is because in regular history, you never get to hear the voice of the slave, or should I say, the voice of the average person. The average person is not what's in history. What's in history is the slave master, the colonists, the imperialists, the one who took over the land and grabbed up everybody. That's who we're getting in history. This is why it's important to come to places like this Liverpool International Slavery Museum to learn more about these voices. Despite the fact that it was illegal for captured Africans to read or write, other free Africans never stopped documenting African history in the Americas. One such African was Dr. Carter Goodwin Woodson with his Journal of Negro History in 1916. Dr. Woodson then went on to establish Negro History Week in 1926, which was later followed up by Black History Month, established in 1976. Reading Dr. Goodwin's work, you quickly realize that the narrative of all Africans arriving in the Americas and in Britain as slaves is simply not true. Slave ships were not the only ships coming to the Americas and Britain. There were others, and Africans were also aboard these ships. What's interesting about looking at slavery or early African American history as well, here in England and other countries, you get other perspectives of the same subject. Behind me is a very famous picture. This picture is called The Young Boy, or should I say, actually The Black Boy. This picture is called The Black Boy. And when you look at the little card here on the side, it talks about how Africans were coming onto ships, not as slaves, but as workers. They were trading, and when the ships came in from other ports, here in England, when English ships came into Africa, Africans were happy to get on the ships so they could do business, trade, and travel, just like we want to do today. Something that should be looked at is what people are being called in history. As mentioned earlier, African American history beginning with slavery is the narrative of slavers and racists. Black or African history begins with the birth of humanity itself. Slave is what our highly intelligent and highly skilled ancestors were called. This is not, however, who or what they actually were. We need to get more educated. So I came here to get prepared. We already have a Black History piece on KRS-ONE.com. You can go there and check that out. We already have a piece there, but we're going to update it and stretch it out even further. This is important history for everyone. It's not just if you're black or if you're not black, that this history doesn't apply to you. That's not the case. Black history is the world's history. Black history is human history. In fact, there is no other history before Black history. So it's important that all people get interested in what is called Black history.